Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Patrick here, Eggnoc Poker, and we are going to be carrying on our video series from 2NL to 200NL, and we are in stage 2. So that means we are up to the magnificent level of 5NL. So just before we get started, as always, thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing. Please continue to do so. Just before we get started, press the like button. Please leave a comment either now or at the end of the video, and if you haven't already subscribed, go and subscribe right now. There's still plenty of you that haven't subscribed that watch my content. Go and press the button, press that bell icon, get irritated and annoyed every time my content comes on. It absolutely helps the algorithm and helps me a lot too. And also always, my Twitch and Discord information are in the description below. So let's get started, shall we? Let's get rocking. We are recording, aren't we? Yeah, make sure before we get started. That would be irritating. Let's go. So 5NL, as always, we are trying to be absolutely as exploitative as possible, aren't we? We just want to be making the absolute money, the absolute most money we can in every single situation. In a vacuum, we're not too worried about GTO, we're not too worried about balance, we're literally just trying to exploit the population best we can in every single spot, aren't we? We're not really looking to build a bankroll on this series. We're continuing that with our microstake series, which we will get back onto very soon. I don't really know why I've got 2.6 here. I would like 2.5. Can we go 2.5? Yeah, we can. Oh no, because we're 5NL, aren't we? So we technically don't have a 2.4. We have a 2.6. But there we go. We don't have a starting bankroll, but just for the sake of wins and losses, we're starting with like 27.5 bucks, something like that. I've just got a bit of spare change in this account. Not looking to I don't need to deposit for 2NL and 5NL, but we will obviously stick in a bunch of money when we're going to be playing 10NL plus. We will need some more money in the roll, I would think, as all my money is in stars. Right, so against two callers, again, we're 2NL, we just want to make the absolute most money, so we're just going to start betting, get a bit big, get called by a million different hands, million different draws, we get raised by a bunch of draws, losing to 10s, I suppose, queen 10, 6s. It's not enough hands for us to worry about. We are absolutely trying to keep shelling money as much as possible. So we're not thrilled with the 4. So technically, with GTO, we'd be mostly betting aces with a spade. I actually like having a check here just so we don't get check raised and get binned. We'll check, allow villain to make some bluffs on the river, and also facing river check, we'll try and value bet our hand as well. Not loving the rivered spade either. We could potentially get bluffed, I suppose, from like Jack-9 off now, but I don't think small blind would have that. We could potentially get bluffed by King-Jack, I suppose, but we probably wouldn't be doing a whole bunch of catching, depending on the size. Do I want to go for a really thin value bet here? No, I don't think I do. I was kind of expecting to lose to like pair of 7s with a spade, the way this is played. But yeah, we can beat some Queen X, we can beat some 10X, we'll take it. I suppose in a pure exploit world, there's always some argument for fuck it, let's open the Jack 8. It's a little bit loose, but YOLO. There's always some argument for just going for some thin value, knowing that we don't get raised by bluffs enough on the turn. So against a min raise, I don't really think I can fold almost any combination of cards in position. Out position, it would be an easy fold even against the min. Couldn't tell you what the min raise means. Don't know if it's only aces or like kings or queens or whatnot. Flop a pair, backdoors, easy call. Probably going to continue turn depending on size, unless he def shells it, because I've got better to continue here than an 8. Half pot's really close. So we beat a bunch of hands like ace king. So as we beat like king jack suited, we beat some flush draws. This is really close in a 2NL pull. It's really close. I think I'm going to call the turn again. Against half, I think I'm going to call the turn, but this is pretty close. I think we have much better to call than this. I don't like this snap river check. That makes me feel like I'm never going to win. But so villain, if villain had ace king or a hand like king jack, he would bet the river now. So obviously we're not trying to bluff him off a queen or anything. I'm just trying to think if is it worth trying to turn our 8 into a bluff? Probably not. I'm just going to check and hope he's got like ace jack of clubs. Or pocket 10s, fine. Pocket 10s, that really should be killed. Flatting pre. Betting flop and then betting turns a little bit crazy, but whatever. Good for him. He can beat and get value from our 8. We're going to make a loose defend with the 9-5 suited. Remember, we're playing for mostly content in these games. We're not going to be playing silly or like really, really, really bad, but we're going to be trying to get ourselves in some tricky spots for content. So when we've got like quite wide, quite marginal defends and things like that, we're just going to play. I'm not really loving this absolutely massive size from villain, but we can't get away from our hand just yet. We could do some raising most of the time against smaller sizes. Against the larger sizes, we mostly call. But again, we're in an exploit world. I think we just call and play turns. Villain's not really representing a whole bunch of 6x, so I think when he bets big, he should mostly be checking back, unless he's only got like massive pairs. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So the thing is, villains, in a way, you could argue that villain could overbet. He's got more like pocket jacks, but like I just have more 6x, especially when he shells the. When this guy bets massive on the flop and then massive on the turn, like. Do I want to call overbets? No, I'm not going to call overbets. I'm going to give him credit at 2-0. I kind of think he's bluffing, but I don't know. I think we have better to call there for an overbet. I can't see the population at 5-0 overbetting enough of the time, but if anything, it might be more of a bluff when he overbets, but I don't know. I don't know how the pool plays, so we'll just keep it clear cut. Don't have to start calling overbets for second pair. Easy open with the Jack 10. And the Queen 10. So GTO, we do tons of checking, but I'm not playing GTO, so I'm just going to go ahead and bet my hand. I'm going to bet pretty big because we've got a good hand on a wet board. Pretty much, literally all it is. So Jack 9 was already technically there. 6-9 shouldn't really be a thing. I suppose I could go for a check raise, or I could just go for a double barrel. I really actually don't mind either, to be honest. I don't like the idea of him having a 10 and checking, a 9 and checking, a Jack and 10 and checking, a 6 and checking, clubs and checking, you know. Just in case he wants to check back those pair and draw hands, or just bet for value, I suppose. Really not liking the river. Obviously now we lose to any 6, any Jack. So hands like King Jack, for example, we're now losing to. The question is, do we go anything in value? I'm tempted to, but like go for like a 10% size against like King Queen, but I think that's way too thin and we probably bin ourselves. I think we're just checking and hoping this guy checks back a Queen. Oh, this is a really horrible spot. So what jacks does villain have? Villain has Jack 10 and Queen Jack. I suppose you can have clubs. This is not a terrible catcher. Does villain really ever bluff here is the problem. I'm just going to get away from it. I don't think villain has enough hands that are bluffs here. I suppose he would have to turn something like... where's our replayer? Hang on. Give me a second. Do we have a replayer here? Hand history. Yeah, I don't think population... Like, I was trying to think of hands that villain could turn into a bluff. So villain could turn a hand like... Oh, come on. I think I'm getting a bit outrageous here to start thinking populations turning like King 10 and stuff into bluffs and like, you know. We've got a pretty good bluff catcher with a 10 of clubs in our hand. But then that's assuming that they're turning 10x. No. I think we've just got an easy fold versus population. I think it's too easy to have a Jack or... Not so much a 6, but I think it's relatively easy for villain to have a Jack there. I don't know, like, I haven't played these stakes like 5-0, 10-0. I don't know if people actually turn hands into bluffs enough at these stakes. I actually don't know. Like, I don't know if this guy literally only has Jack 10. Or like Queen Jack. Or like King Jack. Almost like 90% of the time, for example. Or if he turns like some kind of weak marginal hand into a bluff. I don't really know, to be honest. Actually not really sure. Tell you the truth. I overbet this. I wish I'd just gone for a small size, to be honest. I think small size works probably best in an exploit situation. Again, if we were doing GTO, ace-2 suited isn't a pure open, but again, we don't care. We're just playing for content. We're playing for fun. We're obviously trying to make money, and we're trying to play well, but I think we're just trying to exploit the stakes as much as we can. Don't think we're going to be too many doing too many sort of crazy hero calls, for example. If anything, I think I'd rather hero bluff than hero call. I'm going to be free betting the king queen suited and defending against the 4-bet. I suppose you could always argue for folding against 4-bets if you think population doesn't ever bluff, but for content we're going to be playing. Pretty good board for imposition. We're going to have more king queen offsuits than him, so we've got more combos of that. We've got kings, aces, ace king than him. Neither one's going to have threes very often. Let's start with a small size. I suppose you could go multiple sizes here, but I'm just going to start with a small size. I suppose exploitatively, because we have the hand, we want to keep in hands like 8s and 7s and jacks, and or maybe we could just go big and target like king jack for 3 streets at these levels. Maybe that's better. Pocket kings. It's a good hand. Last time I checked. I would like more, please, dealer, because pocket kings is a relatively good hand that I will like to wager more discs with. Unfortunately, we get the fold. No. Oh, I thought we were going to get kings twice in a row. Queen 8. So Queen 8's not really... Again, like, this is one of these spots where Queen 8 isn't really good enough, and it's kind of cuspy. You'd rather have a hand like Jack 9, for example, than Queen 8. You know, even Queen 9's not technically in there, but I think we can attack. I genuinely think we can sort of exploitatively attack the blinds quite a lot from the cutoff. More so than people believe. Really odd to get check raised. It's a really easy fold for our combination. I wouldn't think we get check raised that often on this board because villain's kind of capped, but again, it is what it is, isn't it? I suppose he will have some sets, he'll have some 2 pairs, he will have some combo draws. King Jack offsuit. We are getting some hands, to be fair. I'm going to start with check. We could do betting, we could do checking. In exploit, I really don't care what we're doing. It almost specifically with these types of like really strong kind of marginal hands, I'd rather just allow villains to have bluffs. I'm not going to play leads. I suppose villain could have queen 10. Calling turn. And I'm just going to be check calling river. Villain could just have ace queen. Or a set of 6. He checks back a set of... Come on, bro. Like, how do you not bet the river there? I'm almost more frustrated that he didn't get 3 streets from me. I have a good hand. And this guy's checking back a set of 6s. Ah! He's cool. Flopped his set. got like 12 bigs or something. Come on, man. You got to get more money from that pot. Just cold calls for a set of 6s. He gets his set. And he doesn't make any money. You got to make the money, boss. Mostly check calling with some check raise, but again, we're exploit, aren't we? I don't mind having a turn lead here or a check raise, actually. I think I'm going to check raise this turn. Ooh. And now our hand just becomes a check, I believe, on the 4-liner. See, this makes no sense again. Like, now villain's representing almost specific... Like, with this size, he's representing specifically 7s. Oh, and I've got a crap hand to call with as well. No, I don't believe you. Okay, I believe you. I was going to say, it's like 8, 7, 6, 7, 5, 7, king 7, 7s. Like, he does have 7x, but, like, if you think about all the hands, and then to, like, snap pot when he snap checks the turn... Ugh. All right, no more exploit calls, because that's not that hand there wasn't that great to call with because we block clubs, like we blocked some of his bluffs, but like if I had to choose hands to call with, like I would feel like that just about makes the cut, but like I don't know, maybe we're just terrible. I mean, you got people. I thought this was a splashy pool, and so far we're only being shown the nuts. People are even checking back the nut. Ace-9's really close. Really close against a 3x. I think I'm going to fold against a 3. I know we're calling against a 2.5. I'm going to fold against a 3. I think 3 is just a bit big for the rake. I don't think that's super borderline. It'd be interesting to see if that actually is a defend against a 3x in this rake. Probably not, but it'd probably be close. 7-6. Fuck it, let's go for it. Shouldn't really do it, but YOLO. Let's be aggressive in the pool. Pick up a double gutter. That's always good. We can go a couple of different sizes, but again, we're exploit. Let's just bet relatively small. If he's got hands that can't call, they can't call, can they? I feel like we can bulldoze this stake, but I don't know how wide we can call. I don't know if I'm too thrilled overall with my river call with the 9, but is that, it's like, maybe I'm reading too much into it. You guys tell me. Like with the Kingston's a low frequency open bot. Fuck it, we're GTO. We're not GTO. We're just playing. With you guys tell me, like, when I read into his sizings where he bets quite big on the flop, snap checks the turn, and snap like bets like 70-80%. Like, that doesn't feel like a 7. Like, you'd think he'd at least sort of think about the turn and then at least sort of think about the river. But like against those sort of snappy sizings, you know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. I don't really know. Because I've got the king of spades in my hand, I'm going to bet the turn again and then bluff some spade rivers. We can put some pressure on, like some turn flop floats, for example, like a 5, pocket 6s, something like that. I'll probably give up the river though. I feel like if villain calls, he's probably got a decent amount of ace-x, or he's going to go for the old check Minarooney. That is just absolutely monstrous at this stake. I chose a larger size on the flop, large size on the turn, and he still check raises. We're getting absolutely obliterated for this one. We're doing so well on 2 now. We're up like buy-in and a half within like 25 minutes or so. This one we're getting crushed. I feel like this is a cool little feature though. The rabbit cam. You can see what would have come. Excuse me. Easy fold with 5-3, I think, if this guy opens. Oh, we get it. It's deuce. We'll be opening this one. No action. Five, 7 suited. We'll be playing this one. Again, we're mainly 3-betting at frequency with the direct connectors. 5-7 suited mostly calls, I believe. But again, we're not playing GTO. But the reason I'm saying it is purely because, you know, if you guys are interested, thought I'd give you some info on it. We're just playing, explaining, having fun though, really. So these people love their large sizes. This is really not a thing, technically, that the cutoff should be doing most of the time, because the big blind just demolishes this board. But hell, he wants to do it, so we'll let him do it. Second pair in a gut shot, we are going nowhere. We will not be folding the turn either. We're just ahead of millions of random draws, and if he's bluffing like king 10 with a diamond, for example, we're smashing that. And he gives us a pretty good price, so easy turn call. And checking river. We've got a very good catcher as well. We block 5-6 suited. We block a set of 7s. I thought we lost there for a second. I was like, yeah, we actually want to pot. Woohoo, ship it. We beat loads of hands, so on the turn and the flop. The way we're running, I was half expecting him to snap check back like queen 10 off. I am jam. Well, we're folding, sir. Queen 3, no good. Ace queen, that's good. Oh. Twitch flip god. I wish I was a god at flips. I'm not very good at flips. This is really weird not having an RNG. To say to myself I can kind of justify a 3-bet or a call or a fold. I feel like I'm unshielded. I feel like there's going to be a lot of rolling highs where I shouldn't be. King 10 suited, let's go. We do get the 3-bet. You can absolutely roll a 4-bet with this. Should we roll a 4-bet one time? Even though we don't, no, fuck it, we don't really 4-bet. I kind of want it to get tricky, but we can't do that. Calling seems more reasonable. We are going to be dominated against a bunch of hands, but I think we can just about call. I think I would potentially have some 4-bets, but at 5-0, I'm not super thrilled about having those 4-bets as much. Could do some turn leading in GTO, but we're not going to do that. I think we just want to play a check and hope this guy's got like I was going to say like ace queen or ace jack off with a diamond or something. Do we want to lead this river? No, we don't. Villain's still got queens. He's still got all the flushes. He's still got all the boats. Technically, we just have a pair of kings here. So we're just going to check and see if he bluffs or whatever. Or pot control. Okay. Villain's actually played this really well. I'm actually really impressed with Villain here. I mean, the thing is, you could argue, right, that he could overbluff that river. Like, exploitatively, because I'm capped as fuck there, and his range gets even stronger on that river, and he can absolutely represent a bunch of hands and so on, but that was a good, that was actually really well played from Villain there, not to overbluff the ace-jack. Checking the king 5 suited. Checking the king 5 suited. If this guy checks back turn, I have to bluff river, but I'm not bluffing this turn. Not going to randomly represent an ace when Villain has a bunch of ace-x, that checks back. Oh my god, is that him? Is that who, bro? Folding away. Still folding away. Ooh, ace queen. Big chick. Any 3-bets about? Oh. Gonna be 3-betting and folding to 4-bet. That's what we're going to be doing. Flopping top 2, or wobbly top 2. So GTO is really, really small most of the time. Do we go really, really small, or do we just want to bet a little bit bigger exploitatively? Now we'll still bet small. We're still scared of all the flushes, and then we're just way ahead of other hands we get value from. Don't let him play super perfect with like 9-10 of spades the times we fucking sledge that flop. Do we defend the 9-4 suited? Hell yeah, we defend the 9-4 suited. Especially against a min raise. Who do you think we are? Obviously, we've got top pair. Boom. Do we ever do some raising with top pair? I suppose we could. I think we'd preferably have a... I mean, we've got backdoor spades as well. I think we'd preferably have a better kicker, though. So we beat worst 9x, for example. And have overs to the board. I am not folding the turn, sir. If Villain bets this river, he's absolute. So king 10, I suppose, comes in. 10-8 comes in. Oh, I do have way better to call an overbet than this. This is so if I had a hand like, just to talk, I'm going to fold, okay, but I'm going to talk this one. If I had a hand like 9-10, for example, I would probably call. I'm blocking diamonds. I also just have better hands. I have a jack 10 in my hand. I have like queen 10 in my hand. I just have a bunch of 2 pairs. I can have some straights. I have better pairs and blockers. Like, You know, like, he's probably going to have bluffs here. Absolutely, I would think. But this isn't a great hand to call with for an overbet compared to the other combos of hands that I could have, I suppose. I do wonder if villains overbet to completely bluff heavy, though, because it's very odd to overbet that river, because I can just have really, really good hands there. For example, I could I'm trying to bring this up. Like, I could just have, like, straights myself, for example. That's why it's kind of odd that he overbets, but it is what it is. 9-4 river. Yeah, like, I just have 10-8 pure, for example. I have, like, Jack-9 there. I have, like, not so much Queen-Jack, but I have a bunch of Queen-X. I have a bunch of straights. A bunch of two-pet. Like, it's odd that he chooses. It's almost like he does actually have 10-8. Like, I don't want to just say, oh, they have the nuts every time they fucking put money in. But, like, it is almost like he's got King-10 or 10-8 there quite often. And he's got a bunch of two pairs and sets, but I don't know. I would be interested to see if villains actually are really heavily bluff, like, are very bluff heavy in their overbets. Again, guys, if you know, tell me, see what you think. If you played 2-0, 5-0, 10-0, or whatever in GG, and you feel like when the villains are overbetting turns and rivers, are they just always nutted, or do they or are they over bluff heavy? Be interesting to see. Again, with no HUD information whatsoever, it's kind of tough to make any kind of proper assumptions. Also, like, these VPIPs and the session stats don't mean a whole bunch, because again, like, with such small samples, like playing samples of like 500 hands, for example, someone could just be dealt massive hands over and over again, or they could be dealt dust, you know. So it's tough to make a proper assumption on players, I suppose. That's one of the downsides with this, unless you put notes on, I suppose. Go play for another couple of minutes, another 3 minutes or so. Make the 30. 4x, alright, bro. Calm down. Come on, give us one or two more hands before we finish. King 8 suited will do. Oh, no, it won't do. Neither will the Jack 5. Yeah. I mean, I'll take Jack 9 over Jack 5, but it's going to be a tough sell for this one. Oh, we do get a defend. We can actually 3-bet this as well. Do we roll a 3-bet? Of course we do. We're a bit deeper, so I could go bigger, but this guy's min open, so let's go 11. I think 11 versus a min open's okay. It's a pretty good hand to continue, I suppose. Block Jack 10 suited. Got some backdoors. We do unblock a bunch of folds, and we block some continues, which is always good. I think a little bit bigger on this board would be better, because we're a little bit more polarized here. We do pick up an open ender. I don't think checking is a good decision. I think we just want to continue betting. I don't really want to shell this like ridiculous size, like bet like 70% and get like folded off. I think about 2/3 is a nice size. And then we'd be jamming we're jamming almost all rivers that have a heart in them. We can jam an ace, a king as well. Obviously, a queen gives us straight. It's an easy turn fold. These guys just have it, man. Like, we block all the bluffs. We literally block, like, 8-9 of hearts. We block, like, Jack-9 of hearts. Block all the bluffs. It's not fair. It's not fair. Just let me fucking barrel, man. I get raised or jammed every single time. So nasty. I just have all the strong overpairs as well. Ugh. Screw you, man. I'm a bottom of range lord. Pocket tens. See if we can make something work with one of our last hands of the session. More. I'm not rolling a fold or a 4-bet. I'm calling any 3-bet today. We're making content. We ain't folding. Not a great board. We're supposed to really check range. You know what? Fuck it. Let's play it. There you go. We'll play properly. Check. This hand can do some betting though, because it does need a lot of protection if we had to choose some of our overpairs, but also this board doesn't interact with us too much. We can play some check raises, though. We do have all the nut over pairs, and we're doing well against 9s and 6s and 8-9. You know what? Let's go for a raise. Let's do that. We are raising for value, boys and girls. We are raising against, like, ace-8 suited, 8-9 suited. Ugh. Also, he can just have some hands like, you know, King-Jack of diamonds, for example, that don't always get to, you know, play perfectly. Do you go for a double check raise against, like, 9s? He doesn't check back 9, surely. No. Let's just bet. It's bet against 9s. It's bet against 8-9. It's bet against 9-10. I know we do block 9-10, but it's still not enough for us to not bet the turn. I am check raising for value. I am betting the turn for value. I'm not bluffing. I'm not blocking. I do want to be called by worse. I suppose in theory you'd probably technically want to have like jacks plus, because then you can add 10s to their calling range and then you unblock 9-10, but that's way too technical for me tonight. Way too technical for me to get. Fuck it, let's do 35 minutes. I don't feel satisfied with the amount of hands that I played tonight. 8-9 is close. We should really have like 9-10 off more, but I don't care. Because we're crazy players. Crazy content players. I know this guy's got ace high. I'm going to let him try and river a pair. Come on, bro. Check back and hit your ace. Or randomly blast the turn for no reason. Do I want to check raise? Not really. This guy's kind of... I honestly think this guy reps more bluffs. I mean, he is supposed to have flush draws here, but... Do we have a deceptive call? No, let's raise. Let's raise against flush draws. Let's raise against flush draws. That's a really egregious river. Are we just always dead here? I was going to say we can, like, he can also have, like, 10x. Oh, do I want to lead fold this? No, I just want to check. It's a really easy check, actually. This guy has a shit ton of flushes. Oh, ew. Bastard. You're not supposed to check. You're not supposed to river a higher 2-pair than me. I was going to say he can also have the 10x that we check raise against as well on the turn. That's really dirty. Oh, my screen's gone weird. There we go. Oh, Russian cash. So I have absolutely no idea how to play Russian cash. As far as I've seen, you do a bunch of limping and trapping and jamming. I don't think like this min open accomplishes that much. If I had to choose, I think I would probably limp or raise big, like open to like 5 or 6x, I would think, or limp to put some traps in. Because there's so much dead money, you're kind of incentivizing people to attack you. So opening small doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense. But whatever, each their own. I'm not going to open the 4-5, nor the 10-6. Nor the 10-8. Or the 10-3. Fold, fold, fold. Ooh, Viper's thinking about it. Easy fold with Queen 9. And the 8-5. 9-6 suited, we can open it if it folds to us. Nope, no, it does not. Cool jack. Let's open and get 3-bet and fold. Can't wait. Oh, no, we get the call. Ooh, top bet. Start with the bet. You would have different sizes, mostly small, but... And a bunch of checks as well, but I'm just going to go ahead and bet. I don't care, I got a good hand, I want to bet. Very good hand, very good card for my range. You could even technically argue for betting range, but I don't want to do that at this stake. I just want to check. I'd be very surprised if this guy bets. I don't feel like he has a bunch of ace-x that flats the flop, unless it was like... I was going to say like ace-10 of spades, but you can't really have that because it's ace of spades on the board. Who have like, he can't have a much of like ace-jack of clubs. Just going to call, I suppose, and hope this guy's got like 6-8 suited. 10-8 suited. We've somehow rivered king. We represent a king really well, but if this guy's got a hand that wants to continue bluffing, like, I don't know, 5-6 of spades, he's going to bluff the river, isn't he? So let's give him the opportunity. I was going to say, I don't expect him to check back an ace either. How do you not bluff queen 8? Come on, bro. You've got to bluff that. You have queen 8 high. I've made a really good river check and I've induced you to bet the river and you haven't bet the river. It's not fair. I get fucking bluffed off I get raised off all my bluffs. And every time I get it, I get one bluffed street from villain. And then when I have another really good hand, they have sets and they check back. Come on, bro, fold. No, don't call. Ugh. And now I got a combo without a diamond. So I'm supposed to have a diamond. I'm supposed to have a diamond in this config. Oh, now we're just in a weird spot. Do we want to overbluff? You know what, screw it. Let's overbluff. I'm supposed to have a diamond here. I don't care, though. I'm going to go big. We're going to blast him. Once upon a time, we had kings or aces. Or queens. Once upon a time. I suppose we block some floats, like king, jack of spades. King, ten of spades. King, jack of spades. King, queen of spades, I suppose. Blocking folds, though, as well. Fuck it, we don't care. This is not an educational content. This is just us having a laugh. Right, we're going to be done. I'm going to play one more hand of any configuration, whether we open it, defend it, raise it, whatever, and then we're going to be finished. Because now we're running over to 36 minutes, which is way too long. Let's make a whaley call. I just want to play this hand and then we're done. Oh, I'm going to finish with a check fold. That's sad. Anyway, it is what it is. Oh, don't check, bro, because you're going to force me to bluff. For fuck's sake. Damn you with your king queen. And an easy river overbet. Once upon a time we had ace queen or deuces. What are you doing? Just check back call with ace king. Ah! This pool's even tighter than stars. I can't take it anymore, Sag. Anyway, guys, next video will be 10-0. How did we do? Well, we probably didn't do very well. We started on 2750. We are on 2150, so we lost just over a buy-in. That's sad. I think we played pretty good. We overbluffed a few spots, but they weren't very successful, unfortunately. We kind of ran into it, I think. Anyway, next one will be 10-0, so see you guys in the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe as always, and see you later. Bye.